Hello and welcome. My name is Tavishima Ayede. I solve sales and marketing challenges and I'm making today's episode at home. Expect some interruptions because the kiddies are home, they're sick. And the goal of the podcast is business education. I'm not here to tell you about my kids. So please spread the word so that friends and family members in Nigeria and abroad can benefit from the questions that we tackle. They can do that by subscribing on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, or any player of their choice. And if you'd love to connect with me, you can call, you can SMS, you can WhatsApp me on 080-6466-2140. Today on the podcast, I would like us to look at things to consider when setting up your DP, your display picture, your profile picture, your Google account image, your digital avatar, your photo representation, your WhatsApp picture, everything all join. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. And I guess the main question we're going to be looking at today is it okay to not use your real face? So there are a couple of us who are already using our real face. No problem. This episode is more for those of you who do not want to use your real face. You want to use something else. Now, the reason why we're tackling this question today is because it is a follow-on from stuff that we discussed in the previous episode yesterday when we were tackling questions from Dave, who happens to be a listener of the podcast. And one of the things I told him was I just sent him a message like, guy, change your DP. I just shot it straight like that. Abi? Shot, shooted. So I shot or shooted it straight. And I just said, look, guy, change your DP. Because, it wasn't his real face. Then he responded, and let me read it. He said, this is like my brand image because I'm a member or I work in Web3. So we use animes, we use NFTs, we use artwork for our Twitter, for Telegram, for Gmail, So basically that's what he's saying, that he's in Web3. So this is the normal. That's how they all do it. Anime, NFT, everything, cartoon, anyhow. So that's what they use as their DP. That's what they use as profile picture. That's what they use as Instagram handle. That's what they use as LinkedIn picture. That's what they use as WhatsApp photo. As in every. That's how they do it. Then he now added that he's new in the business, but he's kind of confused because he signed up for this thing, Web3. Businesses have not been responding to his emails. So he now asked me the question that I don't know. Maybe is it my DP that's the reason why brands are not responding to the email? So that's the question. And that's the reason why we're looking at this topic today. Dave, listener of the podcast, works in Web3. And this is just the tradition. This is just what they do. But then he's wondering, because this DP I have is anime. Anime is just, Japanese cartoon. So because this DP that I have is Japanese cartoon, is that the reason why people are not responding to my emails or my business outreach? So to answer this question now, we're going to go over some general sales principles to remember. And remember that whenever I tackle questions on this podcast, I'm always coming at things from a sales and business development perspective. So it's possible that you talk to some other professional and they'll give you a different answer. But me, I'm looking at things primarily from a sales and business development perspective. That means I'm trying to answer things from the traditional sales perspective. We're trying to figure out what is the quickest way for money to hit my bank account. I'm trying to interact with some people. I'm trying to build some relationships. I'm trying to get some rapport. It's not because I'm looking for friends. It's because I want some money to hit my bank account. So that December, I can go and flex. So that my children's birthday, I can buy some nice stuff. So on wifey's birthday, I can buy some nice stuff. Or in Dave's situation, for instance. So that on his girlfriend's birthday, he can get her some nice stuff. Maybe two of them just take trip to Dubai, 3 days. Just go and chill before they come back. So that's the perspective from which I'm going to answer this question. Sales. For those of you who've been listening to this podcast for a very long time, you will remember one very easy, simple conversation framework that I tell everybody that is meant to guide all your outreach or whenever you're responding to customers. Now, this is not the ultimate formula, but the reason why I tell people is because it's easy to remember. And for me, I always say easy to remember is best because easy to remember is easy to use. If it is complicated, if it's too many parts, if the acronym is too long, if it's whatever, you'll be thinking in your mind, oh, what am I supposed to be doing now? What am I supposed to be doing now? So we always keep it simple when it comes to sales and business development. Now, this is the framework. First off, if you're doing outreach, you're responding to customer, you're liaising with somebody they find you, the person comes to come and meet you, shy people are chatting. This is the framework. First off, greeting. Appropriate greeting. Stage 1. Step 2, intention. One of you has to speak your mind. We need to know what is it that we're doing here. You that you came to find me, why are you looking for me? Me that I came to find you. Why am I pursuing you? But we got to state the intention. Or else we end up in those situations where you're hanging out with business associates, you guys are just talking, you guys are cool, you guys are correct guys, you hang out for like 4 hours, and you've been doing it for like 3 months straight, but no business is happening. After appropriate greeting, intention, we have to unearth the intention. Then, the next stage is questions. Because you need to know some stuff about this other person and about the whole situation that people are discussing. That is what will give you all the information that you need to move to stage 4, which is proposal. That is where you will say, okay, based on what you're saying now, or based on what I understand, if everything is correct, I'm thinking this is how we'll run this thing now. We'll need to do this, That'll be how you see them. That's the proposal. Then close is the part of the conversation where you get the other party to take action so that people will start making progress. So this is the conversation framework. I repeat, some of you will be wondering, what does this have to do with DP? Don't worry, just be calm, be cool. I'll get there. So again, the framework is, number 1, appropriate greeting. Remember, I say appropriate greeting. Number 2, intention. Number 3, question. Number 4, proposal. And then close. Now, this is what it has to do with DP now. Let's focus on the principles surrounding greeting. Because remember, I said that this framework applies online, offline, as in any which way. It applies. Because when you send somebody email, or you see somebody face to face, or you're at a networking session, you greet yourself now. Will you not greet? Good. You will greet. But the greeting is supposed to be appropriate to the context that you're in. Most especially, it has to be appropriate in the sense that it has to blend with what the client is expecting to see. You, the business person, are not the standard of what is appropriate. Don't tell me now about Michael Jackson and music stars and everything. Yes, they've done something to earn that right to show up in torn jeans and boxer shorts or whatever it is that they want to show up in. Lady Gaga, she practically shows up naked sometimes. But she has paid the cost to be the boss. So if she wants to show up naked, that's her own problem. You and I were not there yet. So at this stage, the person we are going to see, the client, the audience, the recipient, whoever it is, that person is the standard of what is appropriate. The client or the customer or the recipient of your message. That is all determine what is appropriate. And remember, this is a good principle to follow online or offline because this is just simple human dynamics. And these dynamics, they carry over online, offline. It also carries over to physical appearance because it's not just about appropriate greeting. If some of you want to have a meeting with me and I show up and I greet you appropriately, but as you see me, you see that I'm wearing socks and boxer short. I didn't even wear shirt. I didn't brush my teeth. It doesn't matter how long you've been listening to this podcast. You will not show up again to come and meet with me. You'll be like, man, this guy is weird. Like he says some stuff, thing is making sense. But you know what? You guys will bounce. Because when you showed up, my physical appearance was not appropriate to the context, was not appropriate to the situation. Now, if there's one small babe I'm chasing, it's a different matter. She comes, she sees me in socks and boxers, no problem. That one is appropriate to the context. But on the business level, that is not appropriate. Now, I know the examples I'm giving are ridiculous, but I'm just trying to stress something, that it is the context that determines what is appropriate. And it is the client, the customer, the recipient, the other person who determines what is appropriate. And this also blends to appearance. Because whether we like it or not, everybody has an appearance online or offline. If you go on Google Me, you check the podcast, you check a couple of things, there's a certain way that I appear online. And there's a certain way that I appear offline. It's important because people are always sizing us up. We're in business. Our clients are always sizing us up. Don't say it's a Nigerian thing that Nigerians like to size. Look, this one is basic. UK, America, Afghanistan is business. People are sizing you up. The level of sizing up and how people size up, is different. But everybody is sizing you up. So, Web3, you people in Web3, my crypto brothers and sisters, my metaverse brothers and sisters, digital token brothers and sisters, NFT brothers and sisters, blockchain brothers and sisters, all of you now, you will know yourself, are on Web3. You will, to be honest, let me spit straight as a normal Nigerian. You guys have some weird conventions when it comes to how you present yourself online. So I understand that it is the tradition. That's the reason why I sent Dave a straight up message and I told him, change this your DP. Yes, in Web3, it is your thing. You guys do anime. You guys do fantasy. You guys do death. You guys do grunge. You guys do abstract art. You do manga. You do adult imagery. You do all that stuff. I understand. It's your tradition. Because the ethos that you guys are bringing to your business and to your way of life is this idea of libertarianism. I must be anonymous. Nobody needs to know me. I'm a rugged individual. I'm on my own. I will overthrow societal norms and we are going to upend traditional financial structures. Everybody will be in charge of their own destiny. All that, philosophical stuff that you guys bring into your own whatever. And that's fine. To be frank, it's fine. If that's your thing, that's your thing. However, this is only fine for the Web3 crowd. It is only fine when all of you are hanging out amongst yourselves. For average people, whether in Nigeria, in the UK, in Ghana, in Afghanistan, in Australia, average people get very nervous around these ideas. And if this is what happens in the West, what do you think about Nigerians? All these things makes us very, very nervous. This is Web3. This is finance. This is digital assets. In other words, you're asking people to spend real money. You want me to drop Naira. You want me to drop dollars. You want me to drop my bank account details. You want me to buy into a web exchange. You want me to drop real money because you're trying to get me to be a client. So on my own end, the money that I will drop is real. It's not virtual. But yet your avatar is a flaming skull and crossbones that is on the body of a naked avatar of Yemoja, the river goddess, Yoruba river goddess, and she's dancing on a phoenix. Now, as somebody who is like a creative person, photography, like I appreciate it. When I see that kind of thing, I'm like, oh man, this is sick. This is correct. Like, who made this? Like, this is bad. But when you're reaching out to members of the public and you're trying to get them to buy into your Web3 exchange, and that is your avatar, think about it now. And then your username is something like Jagaban the Pharaoh. Who is going to give you money? Think about it. Username, Jagaban the Pharaoh. And then your avatar is a skull and crossbones on fire on the body of a naked woman who is dancing on a phoenix. And then you want Nigerian business people to drop their dollars, to drop their Naira. Because for us, The way we're looking at it is I am dropping real currency to now invest in, you know, digital stuff, anything that's going on in the Web3 infrastructure. You want me to give you money? In fact, let me ask you, crypto bros and sisters, a serious question now. Forget that we're talking to strangers. Go within your own family. Let them see all this stuff, the way you would like to present yourself. Now, ask your own mother to give you money and buy into the crypto exchange. After you're done with this episode, come and send me a message and let me know if it worked. Let me know if your own mother and your own father, if they gave you money for your crypto exchange or for your Web3 exchange or for your NFT or for whatever. Do it and then come back and let's have a conversation. Tell me how the thing went. The point that I'm trying to stress from the beginning up to now, this podcast episode is, remember that the standard is that it's the recipient that determines the standard for appropriate greeting and appropriate appearance. So when you crypto, Web3, blockchain, NFT, when all of you are hanging out at your parties and your associations, and yeah, it's cool. Show up however you want. You can show up to the meeting and tell everybody that you must call me Jesus Christ the Savior. And my pronouns are if, them, thou, and where. And, you can do spiky hair gel and whatever. And, like, when you guys are having your association meeting, you guys do whatever it is you want to do. And on your platforms, where it is, all of una, you can do whatever it is you want to do. So, if you're selling stuff to people who are already Web3 participants and who already know the culture and who already know the philosophy and who already know the lifestyle, then it's all good. Continue. There's absolutely no problem. Because the recipient, the person you're talking to, the audience, the potential customer, they already know what's up. So it's not a problem. Don't be scared. If you're selling to normal people who are not into Web3, like me, like your father and your mother, like your uncles and your aunties, and some of your classmates, and people who you work with, and some people in church and mosque, and people who are not into these ideas of how you're going to reorganize and recreate society and recreate monetary policy and recreate national boundaries and stuff like that. When you're selling to normal people who don't believe in all that extra baggage, follow some basic rules that apply to all other industries. I hope you guys are getting my point, Web3 people. I'm not trying to razz on you. It's just that sometimes you guys are being too idealistic here. At the end of the day, you want to make money, Abby? Sure, no problem. But this whole thing of trying to make money and getting the world to bend to your own terms is not realistic. It's not how things work. You're the one that is chasing after something. So be realistic. You show up in terms that the other person understands. When you collect their money, you can do whatever it is you. Anyway, let me not say that. I'm not going to advocate for fraudulent behavior, but just realize that it's a normal thing that goes on in basic human relationships. My wife said I deceived her, that in the beginning I showed up a certain way. Now, see finish, I've just relaxed. I'm not saying we should do that, but I'm just saying that, it's normal. In the beginning, all guys, we have to be on our best behavior because we are looking for something. We want to marry a wife. I tell my wife that, yes, she deceived me. Now, in the beginning, she used to speak funny all the time. And in the beginning, she used to, if she says, let me spoil you, she used to do, like one Christmas, I remember what she did. She did, I think it was like bacon. She did like strips of bacon. Then we did some like grilled meat or something with a strawberry pancake. And, back then we're in Scotland. This thing was wonderful. By the time she was done, like all my friends were like, guy, you don't marry wife. Like, correct. That was the first impression of my babe, my wife, my babe, now my wife. That's the first impression that she made. That's what she said, let me spoil you. Now, if my wife says, let me spoil you, she will boil yam and fry egg. She will now say it's in the kitchen. That's how one day I complained. And then her friend was saying that you're complaining. That you're not even, sorry, my wife said she was going to treat me. She now boiled yam and then she fried egg. Then she came and gave me. Then when I was complaining, her friend said, "You're still complaining. If it is me, I'll tell my husband that it is in the kitchen. Go and get it." So that one is just normal. In the beginning, when you're approaching somebody, you know what you're looking for. You will blend and be appropriate and toast accordingly. It's the same way in business. So, you Web3 people, when you're trying to sell to ordinary people now, normal people now who are not into Web3, these are some simple outlines I just created for you guys. Number one, use your real photo. Remove that anime. Remove that phoenix. Remove the skull. Remove the nature photo. Remove the dragon. Remove that leprechaun. Remove that abstract art. Remove that, whatever it is, remove it. For your Web3 association or for your Web3 app or your Web3 social media, you can leave it there. But when you're talking to normal people, use your real photo. And then in the photo, smile. Just a small smile. Then keep the background clean. Use your real name. Don't say Jagaban the Don. Or whatever name you use. Then craft a bio that says who you are, what you do, the kind of clients you serve, the results you give them, or reasons why people should do business with you. All right? So your bio should not have any of all those philosophical things that you Web3 people like to bring into the conversation. It should just be a simple who you are, what you do, the kinds of clients you serve, the results that you give, the reasons why people should do business with you. And by the way, this is not just Web3. It applies to anybody else who is thinking, my profile picture can be whatever I want. Because believe me, since I started this podcast, I've seen everything. I've seen one that the lady's profile picture was a hippo, and a cute hippo, cute pink hippo. And the hippo looks fine. But this is business now. And you know how nowadays people say patriarchy, patriarchy. You want the world to take you seriously. Why the hell is your profile picture a cute pink hippo? This is business now. It's business. Another one, the picture is a cupcake. Another one, the picture is a cat. Man, I've seen it all. So I'm not just talking to Web3 people. I'm talking to all of you. So in other words, like I said, take a photo, dress well. I know some of you like alternative lifestyles. So like guys, you have dreadlock, you have nose ring, no problem. Just make sure that your dreadlock is packaged nicely. You don't have to take your nose ring off. Leave the nose ring on. Because to be honest, when you see in real life, the nose ring will be there. So leave your nose ring, no problem. Your dreadlocks, package it nicely. But now, wear a suit. The reason why I'm saying wear a suit is because those of you in the Web3 space, whether you like it or not, you guys are close to financial services. So pretend that you're in financial services because you're collecting money from people with the promise that they will take the money and then they will put it in some Web3 asset, whether it's blockchain or NFT or something, and it's going to give people money over the long term or help them achieve certain financial goals. So whether you like it or not, people should just pretend that you guys are in financial services. So for your DP, yes, you have your dreadlocks, you have your nose ring, but then put on a suit. You're in financial services. Then your bio, instead of putting all that philosophical whatever, your bio will now be something like, I help Nigerians explore passive income from alternative investment classes. Full stop. You see, it sounds more polished. None of that thing about overthrowing society, redistributing wealth, egalitarian future or something like. But look, if that's your philosophy, I don't care. I don't give an F. People are not going to give you money based on that. So just keep it clean. I help Nigerians explore passive income from alternative investment classes. Full stop. That's the kind of thing you can even start a conversation. Somebody can say, what does alternative investment classes mean? You will now start the discussion. Now, madam, have you heard of crypto? Have you heard of blockchain? Have you heard about new, modern, blah, blah, blah ways that people can make money from the internet? You will now start the conversation. Or your bio, can be something like, are you interested in diversifying your investment base? with all that modern technology has to offer? If so, click the link below to learn some more. You see, in your bio, you put a CTA so that people who want to learn how to diversify their investments, we click, and then you guys can now start the conversation. Or your bio, something like, or are you curious to see how you can use modern blockchain technology to make money and digital assets? Click here, or, call this or whatever. You will get people thinking, because there are some people who are genuinely curious. You're watching channels, TV, you hear blockchain, you're wondering, what's this blockchain? What's this blockchain? Then they see your DP. Would you like to learn some more about modern blockchain technology and how you can use that to make money and buy digital assets? Click here. This is how it works. And this is how you get people to take you seriously. Then make sure you have a good process for doing need analysis. It's really, really important because, and listen carefully, especially since this is money matter and we're in Nigeria, there's EFCC. Please, so listen. There's EFCC and there's police. And you know that in Nigeria, when it's money related and something goes wrong, the first thing that they will do is to go and get military and come to your house. I'm shooting straight with you guys here. So make sure you have a good process for doing need analysis so that you can match people with the investment class that is okay for them. Because there are some people, you will take their money, but expectations are not mismatched. It's not as if you've done 419, but as far as they're concerned, you have dreadlocks, you have a nose ring, you're talking all this fancy talk, you're hanging out with some boys that look like 419, they're asking for their money, you're saying things that they don't understand. They'll just go and get police. They'll go and get lawyer. They'll go and get soldiers. You just wake up one day, you see that 20 military people have surrounded your house. These things happen in Abuja, an estate not far away from my own. So make sure you do need analysis and you match up people accordingly. People who are looking for safe traditional investments, you tell them, oh, no. We don't offer these kinds of services. I think you're better off going to go and talk to a stockbroker, or maybe go and talk to your what's it called, customer account office in the bank. Oh, sorry, one moment. Okay, the alarm, because I need to run off for a meeting right now. I have something at 12, so I should get going. But I hope that I'm making the point, like you guys are getting it. Especially this need analysis part. Because truly, you might not be a criminal, but then this is where quarrel will start. And people will start saying that, David has swerved me. David is a Yahoo boy. David is a 419er. So need analysis, really, really, really important. But before I leave, let me just give another example before I leave. Since I've been talking about Web3 and, blockchain and, crypto boys and girls, let me just use another example. Now, for those of you who've been listening to the podcast for a while, you know that I used to be a wedding photographer. So if back then my DP was a naked model, or my DP was an exotic peacock, or my DP was a nature shot, or my DP was abstract photography, it will not be a problem. Do you know why? Because the client is expecting to see that sort of thing. They know that they are approaching a photographer. So they expect that kind of thing. It will not chase them away. I hope you understand and you see what I'm talking about how it is the context and the recipient that determines. But right now that I'm a business consultant, you come to my LinkedIn handle and you see the picture of a naked model, you will not take me seriously. You will admit that, okay, this guy says some good stuff on his podcast, but I'm telling you, you will not take me seriously. You will not give me money. So it is the client, is the audience that sets the standard. So it's possible, dear Dave, and any other person who is in the Web3 space, some of these things I think are common sense, so I'm surprised that I have to keep saying it. Because I've heard from some Web3 people that, okay, people are not responding to my emails. The problems are plenty. Number one, for Web3, your DP, your profile photo, your whatever, and the naming conventions, quite honestly, are very scary. And the first time any Web3 person reached out to me I didn't even want to click on anything in the message because I was convinced that this guy is a scammer. Surprised to find out he was actually a very correct guy. He was a very nice guy. So to be honest, we ordinary people who don't share your philosophical leanings, all these things are very, very scary. All the anime, the flames, the dragon, the leprechaun, like, it's scary. That's one reason why people are not responding. Number two, another reason why people are not responding is because the subject matter is hard to understand. Yes, you people understand Web3, but not everybody gets it. I get it because I was born in a certain time. I studied law. My wife is a securities lawyer. So these are the kind of things that we talk about. Oh, this person has released a new Web3 product, blah, 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 blah. And then we argue about it. No, it should be classified as this, not as that. No, this one can't be regulated by CBN. No, this one can't be regulated by SEC. This other way to as in, we argue about these things because, we're of a certain age and we're of a certain generation. And we study law, so we get it. But not everybody does. You don't believe me? Like I said, go and talk to your mom about Web3 now. And hear what she will say. Go and talk to Popsy about Web3. Go and talk to your uncles and aunties. Lots of people don't understand. So some people are not being rude. It's just that they see your email, they see your whatever, and to be honest, they don't know what it is. So when it comes to things like this that are very difficult to understand, stop trying to sell over the internet. It's not going to happen. Nobody is going to decide about buying a complex product or service purely based on internet alone. You can introduce the idea over the internet and figure out who is interested over the internet, but eventually you have to schedule a meeting and talk to somebody. The reason why you're talking to them is because you want to educate them some more, or because they have some questions that they'll be much more comfortable asking somebody face to face. That's one side. Then again, you guys need to come up with a way to reduce some of the risk because it's complicated and people don't understand. Before somebody drops money or is all in, make a risk-free way for people to get comfortable. For instance, demo accounts and trial accounts. That's how my brother and I started dabbling in Forex back when we were in Lagos. After we finished from Greg's, St. Gregory's College, Obalinde. That's how. These companies were offering demo accounts, trial accounts. You sign up, they give you some tokens, but you don't drop money. The account is free for like 2-3 years. Just go ahead, learn the trade, learn the thing, get comfortable. Then after that, they allow people to now be investing. I won't even call it investing because that's trading. To be dropping small money. You open an account, 5K. You open an account, 10K. Small money. As you get more comfortable, as you drop more, you get more comfortable, your tolerance grows. It's then that you now begin to increase and then increase and then increase. Or you can try and employ risk reversal strategies in your sales. So there are different ways that you can go about it. But honestly, I really think the reason why people are not responding to your emails, Dave, and other Web3 blockchain people is this. Your name and your DP traditions, very scary. The subject matter is hard to understand, and people they just don't mess with what they don't understand. And then stop assuming that you will send me you will send me several WhatsApp messages and then I'll become a client. It's not going to happen. It's not. People are scared. They need to see, they need to know some stuff, they need to learn some more, you need to explain some more things. So WhatsApp and email will have its own part in the sales process. But eventually, schedule a meeting, let there be a face-to-face. And maybe we'll start talking and you start educating. And then, based on what, because before blockchain, there was Forex. My own generation, that was Forex. We're the ones that, we thought we were going to build our fortunes on Forex. So that was our generation. So just like Forex did when they were coming to Nigeria, look for a risk-free way. You put content out on YouTube, educate people on the idea. You're interested. Free account. You don't have to do anything. We give you 500 coupons. Just come and be playing here. The account is free for 3 years. No rush. In fact, those days, all they collected from us was just email address. You didn't even have to use your real name. It's looking risk-free. After that, small money. I'll make a podcast episode about risk reversal strategies in sales. I'll do that later on. because we're already at 30 minutes. So let me not talk about risk reversal strategies now, but these are some of the things that you can do. So that is all for today. But my own opinion, not just of Web3, is this. Too many of those of you who are young are trying to be cool. And it's okay to be cool. Because even me too, especially back in the day when I was fit, my Facebook picture, because then I was very fit. I like my shoulders because I could bench press maybe like close to like 120. So I used to be fit. So that was my profile picture. I was topless. I was bald because for me, I think that when I'm bald, I'm sexy. Although my wife disagrees. She says I look better with a beard. So I was completely bald, clean. I crepe everything. And then I wore dark glasses, black Ray-Ban glasses. And that was my profile picture. Me, bald, standing topless, flexing. So I understand. Because me too, I wanted to be cool. But you have to understand that, look, this is business. Nobody cares about you. So just get with the program. Stop it with all these anime and cute unicorns and pink hippos and, all the wonderful stuff that you guys are doing. It's all cute, but this is business. People don't care about you. They only care about what this young man can do for me or what this young woman can do for me. It's not about you. Stop it with all these cutesy display photos if you want to be in business. Now, if your profile is private, like my wife, for instance, then do whatever it is you want to do. All these things I'm saying, it doesn't apply to people like my wife and my mom. See, they're not in business. But for those of you who are trying to put together a hustle, please get with the program. This is business. Get with the program. Then, when you arrive, because people always like to point at musicians, when you arrive, like the musicians, then you can do whatever you want. Like me, when I'm a big boy, like Dangote level, if you come to my office and I'm just wearing boxer and socks and you don't like it, you can get the hell and leave. I'm a big boy. I'll make my business anyhow. But until then, I have to respect myself. So it's business. Get with the program. So that's all, folks. Remember, if you'd love to connect with me, call, SMS, or WhatsApp me on 080-6466-2140. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll catch you next time, same place, in your headphones or in your speakers. And please, Web3 people, if it sounds as if, I'm just harassing people anyhow, I'm not disrespecting you guys. I'm not trying to talk down to you guys. It's all love. Honestly, it's all love, especially for those of you who reach out to me directly, like Dave and, the others. The way, because I'm talking like this, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm just trying to be blunt. I'm just trying to be honest. I'm just trying to tell you guys the truth. Showing you guys the other side of the picture that you're not seeing. And please remember to be ethical in your business always, because that's the reason why Web3 has a very bad reputation in Nigeria. There are some of you actors in this business who are not doing correct business. You're not doing pure business. You're not doing legit business. And those are the people that now make everybody just look at all of you with bad eye. That once you just mention blockchain, you say, it's 419. So do legit business, do good business, and we're all going to be good. So I'll catch you guys.